Ah, yes, 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 yes. Please, class, turn to page number 137 in your composition notebooks. Yes.
Excuse me, are you texting in the middle of my class? Are you trying to get your ass beat right now? I will send you to the principal's office. Are you really disobeying me? You want to play the tough game in my class, huh? You know what? You're not going to learn these low-budget Facebook ad strategies if you keep acting like that. You better slap that like button or you're not going to learn anything. Right there? Right around there? Yeah, that like button? You better hit it. If you don't, no strategies for you, buddy. I'm watching. Better see that mouse going down. What is poppin', everybody? My name is Ethan Dobbins, if you don't already know who I am. And man, am I excited for today's video because we're going to be covering Facebook ads. I actually have not covered Facebook ads once before in these YouTube videos. I know it's a little bit sus. Maybe I've been trying to hide all my secrets, but today I'm going to be revealing exactly how I start my cold campaigns and how you should be replicating my exact system to maximize your chances of success. And the best part is you only need $25 per day to be able to do this strategy. So that's literally nothing at all if you saved up. And like I said in my how much money you need to start video, you only need about $750 really to get into advertising, because I like to test about 10 products. And man, oh man, $25 a day, that's a pretty low entry fee to be doing advertising, I'm not gonna lie. But with this video, we're gonna really learn how we can stretch this out and make a whole lot more Benjamins. Alrighty everybody, so this is how you can dropship with only $25 per day. Now, first item of business is you're gonna have to be selling lower ticket items. And the reason why you wanna sell something that's less than $25 is because your cost per purchase, your cost per result will be a lot lower. So if I'm selling an item like, let's say this camera right here, which costs $300, my cost per purchase is probably being around $60, $100, $150 to make a $300 sale. So keep in mind, the more expensive your product, the more expensive generally the cost per purchase will be. So if I'm selling something that's only 10 bucks or 15 or 20 bucks, then my cost per result is going to be a lot cheaper. So just keep that in mind when you are doing low budget testing. Now personally, I didn't even know about that, but thankfully I actually did follow this methodology when I was first starting out. I was a little bit of a wonder kid out here because I knew exactly what I was doing clearly, because I was selling these necklaces that cost me $2 for usually about $24 on my website. So pretty much following this to a T, where I was selling items that were less than $25 on my website, but they didn't cost me that much to actually buy and ship out. So I had pretty decent margins of 20 bucks, which is really, really solid for an item in the $25 price range. So those are the sort of items that you're going to be really looking for. So try to find problem solvers or products that create a desire, because with men's necklaces, this is something that creates a desire in somebody. They really want to buy it as soon as they see the ad for it. All right, now step number 2 is going to be setting those budgets. Now, I understand a lot of you, when you just see it on a screen, it might be a little bit hard to visualize. So we actually will be setting up a campaign where we implement exactly what we're doing, because on Team Ethan Dobbins, we do that. We actually do what we preach. And then the next step is testing multiple audiences, because you really don't know what audience is going to work the best for whatever product that you're selling. So always have to be testing new audiences and always have to be testing new creatives, because again, we don't know which ad is going to speak the best or perform the best and be the most effective to the audience that we're showing it to. All right, everybody, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this. So we're going to actually set up a campaign live right in front of you. Now, I always, for the marketing objective, select conversions, because at the end of the day, what matters the most? It's your profitability. It's about making sales. You don't care about add to carts. You don't care about link clicks. I don't care about engagement or traffic or any of that other BS. We are just trying to be making money. That is the point of doing this. So with the campaign name, this is going to be the product that I choose to advertise. This is a star sign. So it's like a horoscope sort of thing. So basically what I like to do, star sign necklace connection. So we'll actually just do star sign necklace as the campaign name. And then I like to do my break even point. So dash BEP. So break even point is how much you make per sale. So let's say I'm selling this for 20 bucks and it costs me $3 to buy and ship. That means I make $17. So my break even point, $17. So it's just your marked up price minus the actual cost of the goods. So next step, I turn these off. So never have CBO on from the beginning. I know some people do that. That's just not how I personally do it. And that sort of brings me on to another point. there's no one way to skin this mule. If somebody else tells you a different way of doing this, maybe that's what works for them. I'm just going to show you what works for me. And also shout out to one of my mentors, Noah Brewer. He's taught me so much about Facebook ads ever since I joined his mentorship a couple months ago, and he's just amazing. I absolutely love that guy. He's a Facebook ad wizard. So if you ever want to learn more about Facebook ads, check out his channel. That guy's a little bit of a value bomb, just nuke. But anyways, let's get back to it. So choose an event. We are always going to be doing purchase because, again, about that moolah, baby. Now let's go down to the next sort of step. So cost control, leave it blank. Dynamic creative, offer, always leave those blank. Those really don't matter that much. Custom audiences you will play around with a little bit later, but in the beginning, this is what matters. This is the bread and butter. So the location. Now there's a lot of different schools of thoughts of what you should be doing. A lot of people like to do e-packets. Some people like to do the big 4 countries. Me personally, what I like to do now, and this is something that Noah taught me, and again, really love that guy and all he does with dropshipping and teaching about Facebook ads, but what we like to do is do worldwide and then exclude Asia, South America. I mean, I'll just put up a thing on the screen when I'm done. Now, I wouldn't usually do this, but I'm going to exclude Italy and Spain because of the coronavirus, because they got hit pretty hard. They got a knockout punch in Italy and Spain from the coronavirus, so everything's sort of chaos there. And Australia, they still got wildfires, so I don't think they're buying a lot of stuff. But it's really just Asia, South America, Africa, Australia, Italy, Spain. That's what we're going to just exclude for now. And then the rest of the countries are fair game to us. Now, when it comes to age and gender, you could play around a little bit with this, but I really don't recommend it. I always like to keep it as broad as possible. You know, the less restrictions you put on Facebook, the better. That way it can optimize a lot faster and test a bunch of different people when it is doing your targeting. Now, if you know for certain that your product is just, you know, tailored to a specific gender, like let's say you're selling leggings or horoscope necklaces. I'm sorry, but I don't know a lot of guys that are going to buy this or wear this, so I'm probably going to do for genders, just do it women. And for the age, do I want to make it for younger women? I mean, I know primarily it's just going to be those buying, but also there could be women in their 50s or 60s that could buy this for their daughters or their granddaughters, so I don't want to rule anything out. And for the actual interest, I try to keep it on the nose as possible. Like, you are really just, first thought that comes into your head is what you're going to be doing, and that's usually going to be the best way of doing it. So trust your gut instinct. The first sort of word that comes into your head when you see this, oh, horoscope, oh, I don't know, star sign, something like that. But that's sort of the things that come into my head. So I try to be, again, on the nose. And with the detailed targeting expansion, we're turning that off. For show more options, I know some people for the languages like to do English all. For me, it doesn't really make a huge difference. Facebook will optimize anyways. But as we scroll down to manual placements, I know some people like to do automatic placements. I used to do that, but not anymore. So when we're going down to devices, I like to leave that on all, and then I turn off Facebook, turn on the Facebook news feed, turn off these other options, and turn on the Instagram feed. So I only have 2 placements turned on, just the main feeds. So just these 2 are the only ones you're gonna need. And then finally, for the budget of this video, we're gonna be doing $4 because we're gonna be doing 6 ad sets, times that by 4, $24 spent. So we're going under budget, but we're over delivering. So the next step is going to be adding your media, so either an image or a video ad of your product. Now, for something that's very self-explanatory like a necklace, you really don't need to do a video unless you already have some custom content out there, which will really separate you and put you above all the rest. But for now, an image is totally fine, so I'm just going to upload an image real quick. Whoa, did I catch you slipping there? I know, the camera changed, pretty effective, but we're now onto the primary text. We got a nice little image of our product, and when we're looking at our product, it's pretty self-explanatory. We really don't need to do much with the actual primary text, so I kept it pretty short and simple. Bored at home, bring your star sign to you. Really nothing crazy, because with products that don't need to be explained, why would you have a long primary text? There's no reason. People don't even like reading in the first place. So I honestly could have just done bring your star sign to you. I don't have to even do bored at home, and that would work fine. So just have a call to action, bring your star sign to you, and then people, that's all I need to pique their curiosity. You don't have to do anything crazy. Now with the headline, I do the name of the product. So we're gonna copy this over like this. And for the description, I don't really do anything crazy there. I just leave it blank. I know some people like to add reviews. That's just not what I like to do anymore. So obviously we're going to copy the URL of the product like this, And if you're wondering how I did that with the primary text, how I got sort of like this shortened link, that's basically bit.ly.com. So what I did, went to bit.ly, you can look it up and you can shorten any link that you want. And finally, with the call to action, you already know what we're gonna do. We're doing shop now all day, every day of the week, and then boom, we're gonna scroll down and then we're gonna publish that puppy. So we're gonna go down like this. I just want you to watch me press this confirm button. Let's see it. Oh. Okay, if I didn't catch you slipping the first time, I think I might have done it. Now, as you can see, we have our campaign made, and what we're going to do is just click into it. And now we have this ad set called 18+. Now, we're going to rename that to the actual interest we chose. So I believe we did astrology, if I'm not right. Actually, did we do horoscope? Okay, let's actually edit it. I'm sorry, I'm like Dory. I have short-term memory loss. I have Alzheimer's and everything. Ethan, I probably shouldn't have made a joke about Alzheimer's. If you guys are honestly mad about that, then you know what? You're too soft. You're too soft to be alive right now. Horoscope. Okay, horoscope. So we're going to rename this to horoscope. And then the next step is going to be actually creating more creatives. Because as we mentioned earlier on, we want to do around 2 to 4 creatives. And I think for a product like this, I'm going to do 4 creatives. Now, how you should actually do this is first off, with the original ad that you made, rename it to 1. That's how I keep it pretty organized. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do A, B, C, D, whatever works for you. Now all you have to do, duplicate this and then make 3 copies. So original campaign, make 3 copies, and then boom, you have 4 ads. So now what we're gonna do is edit each one of these ads to make it slightly different. So we're either going to change the image, we're going to change the primary text, we're just going to change some element about it. Now here's a little tip if you are selling products through images. Always have at least one of your creatives be a carousel where you're testing multiple images. I don't know why, but it works so freaking well when people get to look through all the different images and see all the different options you have. And especially with a product like this where I have all of these different options, I definitely want to be testing different images to see what works the best. And usually when you are doing clothing and stuff like this, carousels are the most effective. Now obviously the majority of dropshippers, I would say like 70% are dropshipping problem solving items that do need to be explained with video ads, and I highly recommend using viral ecom ads when you are creating these videos. I don't recommend creating your own ads. I used to do that and I would see horrible results because guys, when you're competing with thousands or even millions of other dropshippers out there, the way to differentiate yourself is through a high converting video ad. And these guys are the top of the line. I highly recommend them. I have never used any other place but viral ecom ads. And I understand a lot of people like to use Fiverr, but they're so hit or miss. You can get a designer that designs something horrible for you. They don't offer revisions and it's just a mess because you have to wait 3 to 4 business days. And with viral ecom ads, they give you a high converting ad in record time and it is just so professional. And I even sent them a product that I couldn't find any clips of. I'll actually show you the exact product. It was this plastic welder gun that I thought looked really cool, and I could not find anything on YouTube, anything on Facebook. They must have gone to the dark web because this is just such a generic item, but I want to show you the exact ad they sent me. Now obviously I'm not going to show you the whole ad. It was about 30 to 40 seconds, but as you can tell, it's a very high converting ad, and that's what you're competing against. That is the highest level. I can guarantee every 6 and 7 figure dropshipper needs to be using viral ecom ads, and they are using viral ecom ads because they're the best in the business. And after you've made your 2 to 4 creatives, the next step is going to be duplicating your ad set, so your audience. And we are going to be doing this 5 times for a total of 6 audiences, and the next step after that is we're going to edit each ad set to have a different interest. Alrighty, so we got all of our different ad sets done with different interests. So we have one interest in every single ad set. So if we go to Amulet, we click on edit. Now, the way I was able to find all these different interests is I just click suggestions. You don't have to do anything crazy. Again, try to keep it on the nose. Really just keep it as simple as possible. So amulet, superstition, incantation. Wow, that's a nice word. One of the words I didn't understand was tarot. We're gonna look that up right now. What does tarot mean? It sounds like carrots. that is a pack of playing cards. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure why that was suggested, but that was one of the ones, so I'm gonna go with that. So we got our 6 different audiences all spending $4 a day. So if we go back here, we are pretty much done. So we set up our first original campaign. Now, after dropshipping for 3+ years, I can confidently say that the first 2 days are the most telling when it comes to your product. So usually a winning product is gonna jump off the bat as soon as that first or second day ends. Maybe it's a little bit slow on the first day, but on the second day, you'll notice you'll get a lot of purchases, like 4, 5, 6. You're gonna see insane ROASes of 3+, 5+, 7+. That's how you can really tell if you have a winning product. Now, I know some people have this sort of method where they like to buy data. They don't care if they're losing money as long as they're getting good data, and then they'll do lookalikes and retargeting and of all this blah, blah, blah. Guys, if a product is a winner, it will do good with cold audiences. You cannot scale a product that does not do well with cold audiences. So this whole BS about, yeah, let me just buy some data and then I'll, start my 3% lookalike audiences in Australia and that will really take it to another. No, I'm sorry, man. That's just not how it works. Always focus on trying to maximize and stretch out the amount of cold audiences that you target. You should be testing at least 30 to 40 audiences if you have a winner, and if you have a loser, you're just gonna stick to the original 6 ad sets. Now, it's been a day, you spent $24. What do we look at? We probably don't have any purchases yet because we haven't spent a lot of money, but the first thing to look at is your click-through rate. So this is how to tell if your ad is doing well. If you have at least a 1.5% click-through rate. Now, keep in mind it's going to be different depending on your CPM, which is your cost to show it to 1,000 people. So if you have a low CPM, meaning your ad is showing to a lot of people, then your click-through rate is naturally going to be lower than if your CPM is a lot higher. So the next thing is your ad sets. So I really don't touch the ad sets unless after $4 spent they have no link clicks. If they have no link clicks after $4, just kill the ad set. It's not going to work out. It's never worked out where they magically revive themselves after spending another $4 or $5. That just doesn't work. Now, if an ad set at $4 spent already has a purchase, that's a really good sign that you might have a winning product or some sort of product that you can make money with. Now, that doesn't mean, okay, I need to duplicate it at a higher budget or I need to increase the budget on that ad set, because it could still be a lucky purchase. You really don't know until you get multiple purchases. But for now, just take that as a good sign. And another good sign is if you're getting a high add to cart. So if after $24 spent, you're getting a decent amount of add to carts, like 6, 7, 8, that shows that there is a demand for your product. Otherwise, people wouldn't be clicking onto your website and clicking the add to cart button too. Oh baby, this is where it gets real. End of day 2, this is where you make that cutthroat decision. Do I need to kill or scale this product? Now, I know some people like to spend like $75 or $100 just to know for sure if the product is a winner or not. And if that's you, okay, that's your methodology. For me personally, I can tell after $50 spent if the product is good or not. It'll just jump off the screen. Now, let's say after 2 days, just these 2 ad sets. So we have 6 ad sets, but let's say the top 2 both have a purchase. That's a really good sign. If you have multiple ad sets after the first 2 days that are profitable, that's a product that you can potentially scale to 5 figures per month. Now, if the other 4 don't have purchases, don't worry, that's totally fine. That's pretty normal actually. Now, what I would do in that scenario is add 1 new ad set per day to this original campaign. So what I would do, kill 1 bad ad set. So we have 4 that don't have a purchase. So I would probably kill 1 of those every single day if they're not getting me a purchase or they're not profitable. So kill 1 bad ad set and then add a new ad set with a different interest into the campaign. So that is going to be our first tip. Kill 1 bad ad set per day in the original campaign, along with adding a new ad set per day. So you're killing 1 and then you're adding 1 every single day. Now, the next step in this scenario that I would personally do is you want to be testing a bunch of different cold audiences. Now, I do not recommend adding 5 to 10 new ad sets in the original campaign, because from what I've done after testing for so long is that when I do add new interests or ad sets to the original campaign, they always underperform compared to the original ad set. So these 6 original ad sets always outperform new ad sets that I add to this campaign. So what I like to do is relaunch it. So I do another campaign. So what I would do is I would go back to campaigns, click create, and then I am just relaunching this product again with a bunch of new ad sets. So that is the next step in scaling a product. You want to do a relaunch campaign, do around 3 to 10 new audiences depending on what your budget is. Obviously, know what your bankroll is. Don't do 10 new audiences at $5 a day when you know you can't afford that. But personally, that's what I would do because I'm a little bit of a big baller, not gonna lie. I could I could throw $50 into the fire and see what happens, but that's what I would do. Relaunch campaign, 3 to 10 new audiences depending on your budget. So I would do probably $5 a day in this case with this jewelry sort of necklace. And then that way I can test a bunch of new audiences. Now, let's say after a couple days, so maybe after day 4, day 5, I have some audiences, so some ad sets that have 5 or more purchases. So usually this will be after day 5 or day 6 where you'll have 4 to 5 ad sets with 5+ purchases. Oh my God, Ethan, that spelling error though. Ad sets, plural, come on. But then after that, it is CBO time. So what you're gonna be doing after that is you're gonna be doing a new campaign. So I know a lot of campaigns, but this is the best way to do it. You're gonna click conversions, and then when you scroll on down to conversions, so sorry, it's being a little bit weird, you're gonna click on CBO, and I like to do it at $100 a day. But again, if it's not within your budget or within your means, just start it at $50 a day. There's no shame in that, $50 per day. And what you're gonna be doing is recreating your best ad sets. So if my best ad sets were, let's say, amulet, horoscope, astrological sign, all of those different audiences, I'm just recreating them. So the same gender, the same age, same location, and the same exact interest, but this time it's in a CBO. And CBOs are easily the fastest way to scale, because if it does well in a $50 CBO, then I can duplicate this CBO. So this is where it gets a little complicated. We duplicate CBO if it's profitable. If it's profitable after 1 day, duplicate CBO if profitable after 1 day. So after 1 day, and what you're going to be doing, I understand I can't spell right now. It's hard to spell and talk, okay guys? I think that might be the best way to phrase it. So if we had a CBO at $50 a day and it's profitable after 1 day, we are going to duplicate that CBO and make it $100 per day. So we'll have 2 CBOs going on, one at 50 and then one at 100. And as you can see, guys, it can be really fast the way you scale when you do it like this. It's so fast because you can do a $200 CBO, 400, 800, 1,000, and then it gets a little bit insane. That's when you're getting a ton of sales. That's when you get the drop shipping agents in, and that's when you start to build a legitimate brand. I mean, guys, this is my life's work right here. If you don't slap a like button after seeing this, I mean, I don't know what will get you to do it. So we started with an original campaign, 6 audiences, 6 ad sets, 4 different ads. Now we add 1 new audience per day and kill 1 new audience. Then next we launch a relaunch campaign, 5 to 10 new ad sets, and we follow the same rules where we add 1 new audience per day and kill 1 bad one. Now I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a bonus tip as well. If you notice in the original campaign, 1 of those 4 creatives is doing really well, then just do that 1 creative in the relaunch campaign and the CBOs. Just have your best creative, your winning creative, use that for the relaunch campaign, the CBOs, and everything after that. So you don't need to have 4 creatives at all times. Obviously later on down the line when you're having ad fatigue, you need to have new creatives. But when you find a winning creative that's working really well, just do this. So just have 1 winning creative in the relaunch campaign and the CBO campaigns, okay? So just keep your 1 winning creative here. We're gonna keep it over here in the CBO as well. So once after a couple of days you have 5 audiences with 5+ purchases, you're gonna turn that into a CBO, and if it works at the $50 level, we raise it to the 100 and then the 200 and the 400, and it just keeps on going on and on and on until you're a freaking millionaire or even an Elon Musk billionaire. And you know what the worst part is? You can launch a second relaunch campaign with another 5 to 10 new ad sets. So it can just keep on going and going and going. So you're just testing a bunch of different cold audiences. And the best part is we haven't even got into retargeting or lookalikes or anything like that, and we're already scaling so hard. So as you can see, maximize the cold audiences. You should not be so reliant and so heavy on lookalikes. It's just not that important. Try to maximize the different amount of cold audiences that you can test. Do you know what's crazy, guys? Even though you can use that exact strategy to generate 4, 5K per day, we didn't even cover lookalikes or retargeting. I mean, this is really just me at 10% of my final form. So So if you want to learn more about Facebook ads and starting your own online business from scratch, I do have a free course down below that you can check out. Completely free, 30 plus videos on how to start your own e-commerce brand, because at the end of the day, I really want as many of you guys to stop watching videos and start implementing this stuff on your business. I want all of you to achieve financial freedom and never have to ever second doubt buying anything or doing anything or having a vacation and just having the luxury of not having to worry about money ever again.
Yes, well, it looks like class is now dismissed. I hope your composition notebook is full of some Facebook ad notes, and my name is Ethan Dobbins, and it has been a pleasure getting to entertain and educate you at the same time. Remember, stay humble and do numbers.